everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. Right, so for this video I am going to be unboxing and reviewing the 4K picture for my latest pickup that I got for Law Abiding Citizen. Now this is another stunning Steelbook release from Lionsgate, and I've said it so many times on my channel, Lionsgate are the leading company when it comes to Steelbook releases. They put so much time and effort behind every single one of the releases, and this one is no different. And I'm really looking forward to taking you around it and giving you a closer look. That will be coming now in a minute or two. But if you're not particularly aware of Law Abiding Citizen, I tell you, I am a huge fan of this movie. It stars Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler. And this movie does not fuck around. It goes right into it, because right at the start, Gerard Butler witnesses the murder of his wife and child. And they capture the people that done these murders. It goes to trial. And basically the killer gets off with a technicality. And Gerard Butler starts raging war against the justice system, mainly to do with the people associated with his case. Now, the beauty of this movie, though, is Gerard Butler gets captured very early on, but yet the bodies keep stacking up. And you're going to be wondering, as the movie goes on, how the hell is he doing all of this from behind bars? It's a pretty cool concept. It is highly entertaining. But the thing is, you're going to be very conflicted watching it as well. Because I can guarantee you, for the first 40-50 minutes of this movie, you are going to be rooting for Gerard Butler, and rightfully so, because of what happened with his family and the way he was screwed over with the trial at the start of it. Not only that, but Jamie Foxx's character, he's the lawyer. He was the one that represented Gerard Butler at the start of it, and he's very arrogant, and he's all about stats, about keeping his stats up, basically looking after himself. But here's the thing, as the movie goes on, Gerard Butler starts going too far. And that arrogance that you see with Jamie Foxx at the start of it, that starts leaving him. And they do a bit of a switcheroo. And it works incredibly well. Now, I just want to give you as a heads up when it comes to this movie as well. There is one scene in particular, and it's funny, when I was watching it on this 4K release, Ellen just looked very disturbed by it. There is some very violent moments. Again, one scene in particular, which I'm not going to say here, because I don't want to actually ruin the movie for anyone. But there is one scene that stands out. If you have seen the movie, I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it does go ridiculously over the top in terms of violence. I'm not kidding you. When I first seen it, I was like, wow. It almost looked a bit too real. It was very surprising. So yes, there is some violent moments to be had through this movie. Again, just brace yourself for that one scene. I just wanted to mention it because, like I said, I think it will upset a few people out there. Right, so I am done talking. I am going to take you around this Steelbook and give you a close look at it. Then I'm going to come back and review its 4K picture. So here we go. Right, so here we go, Law Abiding Citizen. So if you're familiar with Lionsgate and their Steelbooks, they always come with a clear slip. So I want to just show you the clear slip before actually showing the Steelbook itself. But all the slip does in terms of this artwork, it just adds the bars that you see here, the names, and of course the title of the movie itself, and that's it. So I'm not going to say anything more because, again, I don't want to talk about the artwork. I want to leave that till I actually show the Steelbook itself. But this is the spine of it. You got the title in the middle, you got the 4K logo down below, and the opposite spine is very different. Actually, as a matter of fact, there's nothing much going on there. You just got the 4K logo at the bottom, and then right around to the back, so you've got the synopsis on top, and then when you go to the middle of it, you've got all your special features, and then of course down below is all your technical information. So just bear in mind that the Blu-ray that you get inside this set is in fact region A locked, but of course the 4K disc is region free. So that is the slip. I'll slide the Steelbook out, and as you can see with that slipcover, like I said, all the artwork adds is basically the bars, the two names, and the title of the movie. And the Steelbook doesn't really do anything for the back. But that's the way to do it, because at least then you don't have to worry about the credits being on the Steelbook. Right, so put that to a side. Let's get on with the Steelbook. And there's not a whole lot to talk about here. Now, it has a nice high gloss finish on it. Of course, you've got Jamie Foxx and Gerard Butler on the cover. You'll see the making of a few, like it's a flame there. And it's one of those steelbooks that forms one picture. Again, Lionsgate do that quite a lot when it comes to the steelbook releases. So there's nothing going on in terms of spot glossing or debossing or anything like that. But there's something about it, and it's the colour palette to it that I really do like in this steelbook, because it's actually very faithful to the movie, because you do see a lot of those steely blues throughout the movie. So yes, loving the artwork on this. The print looks amazing. Look at that. Fantastic. So that is the main artwork anyway. Onto the spine we go again. And you can see kind of make out more of that flames. And then right around to the back. And, you know, again, I can't really say much in terms of this artwork or what it represents, because we are definitely going into big time spoiler. But as you can see, you've got a character. You've got flames in the background, and there's not much else to be said. Like I said, it's one of those steelbooks that just forms one picture when you open it up, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, is open it up. And there you have it. Once again, another very, very impressive steelbook from Lionsgate. Love it. Right, so turn it around, and inside you've got the 4K disc. And you always get different disc artwork on each disc, which is always great to see. As you can see, it's Gerard Butler holding the bracelet with Daddy written on it. And this is the inside of the steelbook, and it's Jamie Foxx interrogating Gerard Butler. And that is everything when it comes to this beautiful, beautiful steelbook release of Law Abiding Citizen. Right, so on to the 4K transfer. Now, I have to tell you, I had a certain vision in my head of how this movie was going to look on 4K. I really got it wrong. So much so that I actually had to check out the Blu-ray after watching the 4K transfer. And when I did, I realised quite quickly that what you're seeing here when it comes to the 4K transfer is a true representation of the movie, a very faithful representation. Now, the grain structure on this one is very heavy, and that took me by surprise. But it's there on the Blu-ray, and here's the thing though, the 4K, the grain structure looks, it's just better resolved. It really, really is. But there is scenes in it where you see like a lot of like interior shots, and the grain does become very heavy. So chances are, grain haters, you're going to hate what you see here. But the thing is, the movie clearly has a specific look, a very stylistic look. Even when you look at the colour palette to it, there's times where it has this steely blue look to it, there's times where it looks green. So yes, it does have a specific look, and if you kind of scrubbed it down and you cleaned it up in terms of the grain, I think you would be taking something away from this movie, taking the grittiness away from it. I think it's a lovely presentation on this one. I was really surprised by it. I really, really was. Now, the implementation of Dolby Vision, again, took me by surprise, because it's a very dreary looking movie, and I mean dreary. But the thing is, there's times in it where you see bursts of colour. And again, going back to that scene that I said at the start of the video, that one really violent scene where you see a lot of blood. Wait till you see it on the 4K release, because I don't know why, but the blood just has this real crimson red look to it. And it's probably why the scene upset Ellen as much as it did when she seen it on this 4K release. That blood just stands out a little bit more. Not only that, but there's times in it as well where you see flames. And again, I can't go into too much detail because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. But there is times where you're going to see flames in this. And the flames are so extraordinarily bright. You are going to be squinting when you're looking at it. Because, like I said, the image is that dreary that when you start seeing bright colours, it kind of just takes you by surprise. I do love the implementation of Dolby Vision in this one, but like I said, just braces ourselves for a very dreary image. Dolby Vision is not going to drastically enhance what you see over the previous Blu-ray, but again, that word comes to mind, faithful. But it's sharp when it needs to be. There is a lot of details to be made out, particularly when you see like clothing and textures, facial details, you know, the usual interiors, exteriors of buildings. There is a lot of detail to marvel at here. But not only that, but when the movie gets I think it's maybe the last 40 minutes, 50 minutes, the movie does become very dark. So naturally you do want some deep blacks, and the black levels look quite good in this one. Not amazing, not reference, I've seen far better, but it gets the job done, and you're going to see a nice increase there as well when it comes to shadow detail. I'm not going to say that this is a night and day difference over the previous Blu-ray. It's a bit more of a subtle upgrade. It even goes beyond that. And I think die-hard fans are going to be impressed by what you see here. But again, bear in mind, folks, this movie has a specific look, and I think the 4K captures it perfectly. Now, it comes with a Dolby Atmos soundtrack, and I'm not going to lie, anyone going into this thinking that you're going to hear a lot when it comes to your overhead channels, it's simply not there. As a matter of fact, there was only one scene I could think of, and it's a bit where a helicopter is flying around, and it moves around in that space quite nicely above your head, but that's about it. But in terms of activity, what you feel or hear behind you, there is quite a lot going on. And there is some incredible bass. There's one scene, again, I don't want to ruin it for anyone, but there's a scene to do with a graveyard. Again, if you know the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's to do with a gun. And when you hear the bass rattling out of this gun, it's quite amazing. So yes, there is some very, very impressive low-end bass here, and it's a great Dolby Atmos soundtrack. But like I said, don't be going into this thinking that you're going to be hearing a lot of overhead activity. It's simply not there. So there you have it, folks. That is my review of Law Abiding Citizen. Not what I thought it was going to be, but you know what? I was very happy nonetheless, and I hope you get as much out of it. Right, so with that said, I'm going to let you go. So as per usual, if you did like what you see here, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you could do, leave a comment down below. And please do share your thoughts on this movie. And yeah, I hope to see you all again real soon with my next video. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.